Joining us now is a senior member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Republican Marco Rubio. Senator, thank you so much for your time tonight. You've seen the harrowing images. We've heard the heartbreaking stories from parents whose children are being held hostage. What should the U.S. government be doing right now to help Israel?
Well, first, like everybody else, our thoughts, our prayers, and our heartache is with these families that are having to see these images online in real time. I just can't imagine what that must feel like or what that's like. I think that the most important role the U.S. has to have right now is support, direct and moral and diplomatic and international support on behalf of Israel to make abundantly clear to their enemies that we're going to stand with Israel and we're going to provide them whatever they need to win. And the good news is that, unlike some of the challenges we've seen with Ukraine and so forth, the U.S.-Israeli defense arrangement is codified. We actually passed a bill, my bill, back in December of 2020, that actually puts in place, that gives the administration authority from now through 2028 to spend a minimum, or to be involved in a minimum of over $3.3 billion a year in assistance. So they already have the authority to do a lot. The Israelis are also very capable. They're not asking, and never have asked, and never will ask us to send American soldiers. What they basically will need is resupply. Some of that's already been pre-positioned before all of this, so that's good. But the second most important thing is trying to prevent this from escalating into a broader conflict. And that's where the messaging that's going on right now through Qatar, through Egypt, through all these other nations to Iran is so important. And the message needs to be, if the U.S. is attacked or this thing is escalated that implicates whether it's U.S. servicemen in the region, servicewomen in the region, or facilities in the region, whether it's Iran directly or through their proxies, we're going to hold Iran responsible. We're going to consider it an attack by the Iranian state, and we will respond in kind. And that is really critical here, because what you don't want to see is this devolve into a second front from Lebanon or from the West Bank, but primarily from Lebanon, because that injects the level of danger here that goes even higher.
You've called for Hamas to be eradicated and for Israel to respond to this attack disproportionately. How do you do that with Hamas now threatening to execute hostages if Israeli airstrikes continue without warning?
Yeah, look, there's no good options here, but there's only one that actually achieves the purpose that Israel needs. You cannot coexist. You cannot live near this level of depravity, this level of such a sinister, this level of evil. These are people that deliberately targeted, these terrorists deliberately targeted teenage girls, children, women, the elderly. They deliberately targeted them, and then not just for murder and rape and all these other horrific acts, but then, you know, bringing their bodies back and dumping them in the streets of Gaza so that the crowds can then defile their lifeless bodies. This is a level of depravity you simply can't coexist with. If these guys are not eliminated, these people are not eliminated, they will do this again at an even higher level. And unfortunately, in that neighborhood, it sends a message to others. If they got away with this, there are things we can get away with. It will encourage future attacks with much more horrifying impact. I mean, Hezbollah's military capabilities are substantially greater than what Hamas has, and what you would be encouraging there. I don't think this is horrifying. I mean, what's going to have to happen here truly is horrifying. We have to prepare ourselves for that. But there literally is no other option at this point, especially since Hamas uses civilians, children, others as human shields.
What do you say to those who are critical of the role the U.S. has played in recent years, who say the U.S. exacerbated tensions in the region through actions advocated by people like you who supported, for example, moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem and not involving a Palestinian voice in the Abraham Accords negotiated by former President Trump? Your response to those critics?
Well, that's not why this is happening. They didn't murder women. First of all, there's no excuse for murdering civilians, going in and deliberately targeting teenage girls out in the desert to rape them and murder them. So there's no excuse for that. But number two, I would say that that's not why any of this is happening. Hamas is not attacking because they want an embassy. Hamas is not attacking because they want to be part of the Abraham Accord. Hamas is attacking because their organizing principle, the reason why they exist, their stated purpose for existing, is they want to destroy the Jewish state. They do not want Israel to exist as a Jewish state. They want that to be a Muslim country populated by people like them. That's their stated goal. That's Iran's stated goal. And these attacks are designed not to militarily defeat Israel, but to destroy its economy, drive people out of there, destroy its relationships internationally, and cause Israel to collapse from within. That is their stated goal. That is the reason why they're attacking. This is not over land. This is not because they want Gaza to have economic opportunity. It's because they want to destroy the Jewish state. That's not me saying it. That's their stated mission. That's why they exist. That's always been why they've existed. And that's why these attacks are happening.
Senator Marco Rubio, so appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.